Hey, what is up guys? Today I'm going to tell you guys how to get your LTC license in the state of Texas. So before we get into the whole process of how to get an LTC in the state of Texas, I want to list a few benefits of having an LTC license. One of the first benefits of having an LTC is that officers kind of see your LTC as a good guy card. What this means is that when you present an LTC, it's kind of proven to the officer that you've already passed a background check and that you're basically a law-abiding citizen, because there are a few things that you have to have cleared before you can get an LTC license. And a lot of that just involves being a good overall citizen. So a second benefit to having an LTC is when you go to purchase a firearm. Now, we've seen a few gun shortages in our country, and what that means is that when a lot of people are buying guns, sometimes the background check system gets backed up.
Background checks for gun sales were up this year. In Illinois, gun checks are up 224% over last year.
All this traffic is causing one issue. If you're trying to get a gun today, you may have a bit of a delay. Now, they're saying the system is so backed up that when it comes to background checks, it's taking up to 3 days to get those results back.
You might want to walk in a store and buy the gun and walk out today, but if we're backed up and the system is taking 2 to 3 weeks, then you won't be able to have the firearm for 2 to 3 weeks. Now, an LTC holder bypasses that whole process and they get to walk out with the firearm the day that they walked in. Another benefit is that there are places where permitless carry is not allowed, and there are places where LTC permitted carry is allowed. So you would be able to carry more places than you would with a permit than without a permit. LTC holders also get a benefit which is called trespass protection. And what trespass protection does is that it allows you, if you're carrying in a place of business that doesn't allow carry and you're an LTC holder, then they would give you a warning before escorting you out of the premise. Now, there are cases where if you're not an LTC holder, then you would not get a warning. And if you didn't see a sign or made a mistake, then that can be bad news for you. Oh, and here's a big one. As a LTC holder, if you're gonna travel for whatever reason, and God forbid you forget your gun in maybe your backpack or your carry-on, and you go through TSA, there is what is called an oopsie clause. Yeah, it's literally called an oopsie clause. But what the oopsie clause says is that if you accidentally brought your firearm onto your carry-on and they catch it in TSA, as an LTC holder, they allow you to go and place your firearm in a safe place, either back home or in the car. So in situations where that might happen, a lot of people think it might not happen to them, but you never know, especially when you're rushing trying to get somewhere. That can be a big benefit. Now, the final benefit that I see to have an LTC is the knowledge. In order to get an LTC, you have to take a class. And in this class, they're gonna give you some invaluable information on how you should carry, on where you can carry, how to keep your gun safe, how to keep other people safe, laws that you might need to know. And overall, I think it's just an important thing for every gun owner and carrier to know. So now that you understand the benefits of having an LTC, we're gonna get into the process of how to get it. So first things first, you're gonna go on the Texas Department of Public Safety website. Once you get there, you're gonna look for the LTC handgun application form. Now, once you start filling out this form, it's gonna ask you for some general information, your name, your address, your last place of residence for the past 5 years, where you've worked for the past 5 years, if you have any medical or psychiatric conditions. Now, once you fill that out, you're gonna have to pay an application fee, which will be $40. That is generally what everyone pays, unless you are in a special category, which includes things such as like judges or officers, peace officers, things along that line. Now, once you've submitted your application and paid the $40, you're gonna get an email about this thing called Identigo. Identigo is a place where you go to get your fingerprints done. In this email, it's gonna have a UI number, like an identification number that you submit through the Identico website and you put in your birthday, and then you go ahead and make an appointment at one of several locations that Identico has. And then on the day that you have your appointment, you just walk in, get your fingerprints done, and pay a $10 fee. So once you have those things done, now you have to take your LTC class. Now there are two options. You can either take this class in person or online at home. I personally think that everyone should take it in person. Now, you can go ahead and take it online, but a lot of this information is very important. So if you end up taking a class in person, I think that you'll be a lot more engaged and that you'll retain a lot more information. Plus, if you have any nuanced specific questions, the instructor is right there and he's gonna guide you through everything that you need to know. There's a lot to learn in this class, to be honest. From where you can carry your gun, what signs you need to look out for, how to keep your gun in a safe place, how to avoid it getting stolen, how to address situations when you're somewhere that you might not be allowed to carry, what kinds of laws you need to understand and look out for, how to protect yourself and how to protect those around you. As well as at the end of it, there's a shooting proficiency class, which you would need to take anyways if you did an online course. So you might as well just go and do it in person and have the instructor there to answer any specific questions you have, and take that shooting course at the end and just knock out the whole thing in about 6 or 5 hours. It's a one-day class, but it's definitely worth it. I highly recommend it. Now, once you've taken your class and passed the proficiency exam, you will get what is called an LTC 100 form. You can go ahead and fill out this form, and now you have to transfer it to a PDF file. If you have an iPhone, you can actually do this by just going into the Notes app and clicking Scan File and scanning a photo of your form after you filled it out. This will automatically turn it into a PDF file, which then you can email to yourself, or if you're applying through the phone, you're gonna go ahead and submit a document on the original email that you received when applying for your LTC license, where it's gonna have a link that says submit supporting documents. You're gonna go ahead and go on there and fill out the information, upload your file of your LTC 100, and click submit. Now all you have to do is sit back and wait. It should take about 2 to 3 weeks and your LTC license will come in the mail, and you're now officially an LTC license to carry holder. Guys, I really appreciate you watching the video. I hope the information that I gave you guys was helpful. If you do, smash the like button. I just wanted to give other people information on the process of how to get an LTC, because it was a little confusing for me moving here to Texas. You know, I just applied a couple weeks ago, and I thought it would be useful. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a great day.